So for the record, I think we can officially say that when it comes to the bleh or the Snorlax dumper, you can't have one without the other. They just go hand in hand. Oh, and for the tea time for today, as I eat my ham and cheese sandwich over here, not only do I have actual tangerine tea brought to us by Yogi for positive energy, but I've actually got some tea to share today, which is me just complaining, is all that the tea is. But I'm not necessarily upset with my job, my day job. Um, but I have been busting my butt trying to rearrange my schedule and get specified days off for doctor's appointments and family vacations and just everything else in between. And I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment starting tomorrow, so I had requested for the time off so I could go to the doctor and take care of some stuff. Then I come to find out that the day had not been approved. So I was basically still on the schedule. Well, that was getting me mad and upset. Then I get a call from my doctor today saying that my appointment had to be rescheduled because my family doctor was having a medical, or not a medical emergency, but a family emergency and couldn't come to the appointment tomorrow. So, you know what? That's cool. Work has me scheduled to work anyway, so that actually works out in the long run, even though I have to wait to go to the doctor now. So I told my manager at work, it's like, hey, look, I'm totally here for tomorrow. Don't worry about approving my time off. It's Gucci. It's all great. And then a few hours ago, I get an email from work saying that I have tomorrow off when I don't need it. So that's now less hours I have available to use for some other time because now they won't give it back to me. I'm mad and I'm upset. And my freaking sensor, which is beeping right now, has been malfunctioning on me all day. I'm so mad at it too. Naka's just angry. He's been angry all day. We're just gonna turn this sensor off. It doesn't work. It's failed. It's malfunctioned on me 20 times. It just needs to die. Stop sensor. Yes. Perfect. Alright, now we can rip that sucker off because it's about ready to drive me up the wall. You're gonna buy all the blood current tarts tonight? Are you wanting to buy all the ones that Phoenix has or all the ones that are in the company chest that we still have left over? Because she only has 10 in her stock. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. All of the tarts? Okay, I'm gonna have to go to the chest and give you a number then. Hang on, let me flip over to live. Ooh, hello lag. My frame rate just shit the bucket there. I'll pay for them right now. Pick up what isn't taken at the end of the night. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, like, you know, me trying to multitask over here, like I know what I'm doing. Um, you could buy all the ones that are in the company chest, and then whatever Phoenix has left over for the stock can be for anybody else that wants to buy one tonight. I doubt that we would sell more than 10 unless you go around trying to promote it. Hang on, I'm trying to be medically responsible and disinfect where I just took my sensor off. And I've got somebody sending me tales that I can't respond to at the moment. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. This song got off to a really weird start, but you know what? I'm kind of vibing with it. I like it. Naka is having so many technical difficulties. Bear with me, y'all. I am trying. That sensor that was attached to me did not want to let me go. Okay. I could come in, pay for what I need, and see about working at a reduced pay rate to be again more fair to the other workers. I mean, you can if you want to, but I don't necessarily seeing that being kind of fair to you at the same rate. This is a really an abrasive song, but I still like it, which for some reason is blowing my mind over here. Right now, my entire room smells like alcohol because I'm using alcohol prep pads. You want to know what it smells like to be in a hospital? Yeah, just come to my house. You'll get a first-hand experience. Or maybe have what I spent on the tarts as a separate check? Well, like I said, you can buy all the ones that are currently in the FC chest. And then, Phoenix has the bar stock. She has a separate inventory worth of items from the menu. So, yeah, exactly. So it'll be fine. Buy just whatever's left in the FC chest and then you can get all of that while Phoenix still has what's available to the public. I am trying so hard to multitask and I'm failing so badly at it. I gotta respond to this person too. Hi, who is this? I would probably butcher that name so hard it wouldn't even be funny. Looking for work in venues that need evening help? No prior experience in. Oh, okay, okay. Well, hello and hi. That is not how you spell lolly ho. So we're getting off to a strong start. I already have like two people reaching out about employment opportunities with the Echo Chamber, and I'm super excited about that fact. And I'm still over here trying to attach a medical device to my abdomen here. I was not prepared for all this attention. Computer, turn on nightstand lamps. Come on, take the picture. There we go. Computer, turn off nightstand lamps. If some of y'all are squirmish of needles, it's probably a good thing you can't see what I'm about to do. Alright, that's now been attached. We're gonna put the transmitter on it. And Naka is now the Bionicle Man all over again. Alright. Let's catch up on all these conversations I'm missing out on here. Alright, let's see. Oh, there's Prim. Oh, wait, who's this? Any venues needing a waiter or bard? Oh, got another person! Yes! Hi there! I can't type. And welcome to the Echoes Chamber. I almost said Order of the Echo. This is basically just to help clear out space for you. Yes, and I appreciate it. I want to downsize the menu so bad because we have so many freaking items. No hurry, I'm gonna open a beer and chill by the cliff. What? What? That statement started off so well and so good, and then ended horribly. What cliff? And what do you plan on doing with the cliff? This is very true. I actually have one other person ahead of you, though. So, if you don't mind, allow me to get back to you before the end of tonight. I almost pressed the wrong emote. That could have been embarrassing. Sir, is that a Stardew reference? I don't know. Who has the Stardew reference? The drink a beer and sit by a cliff guy? That's a good question. I've never played Stardew Valley. And what little I know of Stardew Valley is just from where I've watched Hekvetica play Stardew Valley, which is not much. So I have no idea. Much appreciated. I'll be with you shortly then. Alright, let's talk to person number one who is interested in joining with the Echo. Sorry for the wait there. Did you have a moment to join me? Under any other context, that could have sounded like a proposition. One of the characters, Sean, is an alcoholic in the game, and that's one of his cutscenes. Wow. Bringing a 250k payment for at least 100 of them. I will trade you more if need be. I'll let you know what the numbers are, because off the top of my head, I don't know how many we got in the FC chest here. I'm just randomly taking guests from our club into my office, you know. Nothing nefarious here. Not at all. So of course it's nefarious. Okay, so for the record, I'm not doing an interview. This is more so just, you know, welcome to our group. This is what we're about. You want to schedule an interview to apply for the job? We'll do it on this date and time. This is just me checking for interest at the moment. Let me make sure my room is not locked. Okay, it is open. Perfect. Oh no, they didn't get lost, did they? Oh, there they are. Okay. They probably don't know to come through the door though. This is the moment when you've gone to the principal's office and feel like you're about to be scolded or lectured upon something. Let me take a closer look. The clothes were very misleading. I didn't realize that this was a very dark or raw. Pretty though. So to start, this is just an... Wow, still can't type. This is just an introduction. Not the actual interview. Disclosure. I am a streamer. But I do want to welcome you to the Echo's Chamber. There we go. Naka's doing his whole spiel. This is where Naka goes into professional mode, where I do want to welcome you to the Echoes Chamber, where we are, in fact, looking to add additional members to our team. I'll be more than happy to get you plenty of information and everything you need to know about the Echoes Chamber and the Order of the Echo if you're interested in joining our task force. That's the nefarious part. I'm recruiting minions. That's what's happening here. Wee woo, wee woo. I need that on my soundboard now. I need to go find minion sound effects. As long as they're not the yellow minions. I mean, yellow is our free company color. I'm just saying. So we are mainly looking for entertainers. And although our hours are currently Monday, Tuesday, and Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Earth Time, that may change in the near future depending on the needs of the business. But all shifts are volunteer based, and you don't necessarily have to commit to a weekly time. Naka is Gru? Gru what? Gruesome? Oh, Gru, as in like a character named Gru. Who was Gru again? Was that the main villain? Was that his name? It's getting really warm in my room all of a sudden. Okay, so tiny little arms and legs, big guy, bald, huge nose. Got you. Looks like the penguin. Has a brother who both are voiced by Steve Carell. Oh, they're voiced by the same person? I didn't realize that. Cause his brother, that's like the tall, lanky one that gets the crazy woman with the curly red hair, right? Understandable. Partial shifts are also available if that would be better accommodating, but entirely up to your discretion. They're essentially twins, except Gru is bald and wears black, while Stu has long blonde hair and wears white. So, not identical twins, but fraternal, rather. They're definitely not, who is it? Mia and Tia, I'm thinking of. No, not Tia. I probably got Tia stuck in my head because of role players. Mia and Tamara. Which kind of going into the conversation that we're currently having with Yaxendrith. Again, that's my best attempt at the name. Um, we are potentially going to be looking at changing some of the hours and schedule for the Echo Chamber. We don't know anything set in stone. We don't have any plans written on paper or anything in writing at all at this point. Right now, it's just in discussions and deliberation. But we are going to be kind of taking a observation and a little bit of an analytics at when our best times are, when our worst times are, when we do notice would probably be the best opportunities for us to try to open up our doors and do events or activities versus different nights or different days. So, with that being said, there's a high chance that we could be looking at some different hours that we will be operating on. But as to what they will be, when they will be, we do not know as of yet. That is TBD. If I may make a public what if, just making a small thought here. Do you want to try different days and or hours? Yeah, that's pretty much the consensus of what that discussion was meant to be for. Was if we do actually want to attempt to do other days and other hours, and that kind of goes back to one of my primary points that I had in that conversation where I would love to offer alternate hours and days, but it would be a situation where I would personally not be able to manage those shifts. So that's where we do need to have some additional club managers that can step in or step up to do those other nights because I would not be able to. I'll have to see about trying to get a more schedule going right. Yeah. So like in this situation in particular, it looks like some there might be some scheduling conflicts that we would have. At least if we were to do the new hire right now. So with the announcement of our schedule possibly changing in the near future, it would probably be in our best interest to hold off on this new hire, wait to see what happens in our scheduling as time goes on, and then maybe look back at it and see if it's a better fit. Fridays, from what you heard, might not be a good fit, to be honest. Like, I have mixed feelings about weekends because, weekends stereotypically would be the most ideal time to run a club or a venue because then you're thinking people are not working and they're off for the weekend and they're home and want to play games. But at the same time, that's also the most busiest of times when other venues and other places are also trying to host events and competitions and do performances and shows and this, that, and another. So it becomes highly, highly competitive to try to spread the role play community between all these 40, 50, 60 places that are open on the weekends. Even though we've had very successful Saturdays before, that still is a thought to keep in mind. And then, of course, during the weekdays, you don't ever see or have as many venues that are open during like the weeknights. Um, so that is kind of like an ample opportunity for us to take advantage of the lesser competition during those times. But at the same time, put the shoe on the other foot. That's also when people are less likely to be available, because that's during the work week or when people may not be playing the game as much as they are during the weekends or whatnot. So it's a little bit of give and take, but, you know, either way, there's pros and cons to doing one or the other. Sounds like our best bet. Any questions though? And as soon as we wrap up this conversation, we're going to kind of go poke the bard back downstairs, see what their availability and scheduling looks like. And if it seems like a fit, we'll schedule an interview and take care of that later. Same line of work. Yes. Would I possibly bug you for a float in between? Yes. As soon as I get out of here and go downstairs, I can grab it, or actually, I can just give it to you out of my own pocket. Don't even need to grab it out of the chest, really. I like this song. Never, never. Okay, okay. Got a little bit of synthesized rhythm going on back there. I'm okay with this. It's also getting really warm in here. Holy cow, I'm gonna have to take off this hoodie. Wow, check out wow, wow. No, we ain't doing that. What's a one-way ticket to get banned off of Twitch? Yeah, we ain't turning this into a lonely pan show. Not nope. Sorry. Twitch, please don't fight with me. Give me my stream manager, please and thank you. There we go. Okay. Understandable. And if, when we, if I can, brain, fingers not cooperating, and if or when we get down to an interview, we can go over all the process, procedure, policy, and everything in between. The jobs are extremely flexible and would never demand that you do anything that you're not comfortable with. That is one thing that we do severely encourage, enforce, and make sure is known in the Echoes Chamber. We are very much about respect. We are very much about communication. We are very much about consent. We do not ask that any of our staff do anything that they are not comfortable with, that they do not feel right with. Any and all interactions they have with any guests, patrons, or customers is completely at their discretion. They are 100% in power, and if for any reason they ever feel not okay with a situation, management will have their back 500%. And remember, if a streamer talks about Grinder, they're talking about an app to help you find the best ground up spices. Oh my god. I luckily have not come across any like terms of service or anything in like Twitch's version of prohibited activities that really kind of prevents me from talking about apps such as Growler or Grinder, for example. But I'm pretty sure at the same time, considering that this is a public broadcasting platform here, I don't need to necessarily be talking, slander or anything about the app or whatever. Anything and everything I do talk about them would be just considered personal opinion and experiences. There's my legal disclaimer for today. Oh, well, she said something before I could. Oh, well, that was perfect. Can't think of any other questions right now, but if I think of any, I'm sure they can be answered if an interview happens. Yep, perfectly. Shall I escort you back downstairs? I really hate those moments in roleplay when you try to type out a response thinking that the other person's finished, and it's like y'all both hit enter at the same time, and now you're just trying to read as quickly as you can to see if those two statements are even relevant to each other. Trying to keep the flow of conversation. Like, please strike everything I just said. Delete. That has happened to me so many times. I need to get back downstairs so I can do all of my promotional shouts and everything. To be honest, I actually came into the office with the mentality of, just checking to make sure that, the job interest was compatible and go ahead and schedule an interview. I didn't mean to stay up here for like half an hour. You need my contact so that we can set up. That's actually a good question. Do I even have room on my friends list to add them? Oh my god, I have to delete somebody. I was about to say, Zace is in the FC. I don't necessarily need him on my friends list. There we go. Now we can add send friend requests. That is indeed a good point. Perfect. Her name is Orange. We are cooking with Crisco. Good deal. I'll walk you out. And then as soon as I leave the office, they close the door and lock it behind me and never let me back into my own office ever again. And we're just going to go ahead and do a promo shout right there. Alright, where was this other guy? June. Oh, did we lose him? Oh, he's right there. If he was a snake, he would have bit me. He said it's alright. I was enjoying watching everybody. I get that. I get that. People watching. Bit of a people watcher, eh? I find doing that quite amusing myself. I miss people watching from this old restaurant that used to be in the mall. I just miss people watching, period. I miss going out to like dive bars or these really big social outlets where people would just go out and hang. Kind of like how in big cities people go to Starbucks not for the coffee but just to like sit there and just watch others. I miss doing that. Like physically going out and doing that. Just sitting in the corner, eating food, watching people walk. Be like, yep, they're just buying chocolate for their mistress of 15 years. Oh my god. Totally not a scandal. Just sit in the corner, eating food, watching people walk. Oh, I just read that. Ha ha ha, I'm dumb. But let me go ahead and tell you for the record, if it's me buying chocolate, I'm buying that chocolate for myself. There ain't nobody I'm giving my Godiva to. Sorry. That Godiva belonged to me. My camera's all out of... There we go. That's better. I don't know. Some scandals are just kind of mundane, though. You right. You right. Oh, my party finder went down. So I asked, so what is it that you're looking for in a venue? June said, I'd like to work in a place to meet new people, make people smile. A bonus if I can play my music for them, though you seem to have barding covered. Wait, we have a bard? Is Guy playing music? Well, we have a variety of musical sources, but not so much a bard band or dedicated bard performer. Yeah, that's the same line I thought I was thinking too. With the live music mixing. Speaking of bard bands, though, I need to touch back base with Maven and this Serenades. I still don't know if I'm saying their title correctly because they have Serenades spelled kind of funny. So I don't know what the exact pronunciation of their play on words is. But there we go. That's how it's spelled, and I have no idea if I'm saying it right. Said I would happily make your patrons smile, shall we say, and I am quite good with my instruments as well. We could certainly use those talents, I'm sure. Giggity. Did you need some general information about... Yeah, about our venue. Such as hours. And our team. I think that pronouncing as serenades works fine. See, that's kind of where my mind was going, but at the same time, it also looks like surround. So I'm trying to mash those two words in my head at the same time, like surround sound serenades. I don't know. My brain just has a syntax error when I look at it and then try to say it out loud. See, June said, hours preferably. I looked at your venue's website to see about your team, and I am intrigued more than a little. Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, one of these days, I think I'm just gonna get Maven in a voice chat and be like, for the love of God, can you please pronounce your band name so I don't butcher it every time I say it? Admittedly, we're currently operating on Mondays, Tuesdays. That's not how you spell Tuesdays. I mean, it's kind of like my name, but we make two. It's just like I finally just settled on Smalt. Like that is my go-to pronunciation of your name now. It's just Smalt. It's not Smut, Smalt. I have to like do that mental checkbox every time I go to say your name too. Like, do not say smut. Not a fan of this song. Sorry. Dislike. Oh, cool. So the scheduling works for him. Awesome. So we just need to do a smut. Just multiply. I can't help it. It's not the issue of having the brain in the gutter, it's the fact that I reside in the gutter. So I would want to schedule an actual interview where I would cover all of our details, policies, procedures, expectations, and whatnot. The interview itself would last about an hour, give or take. And that would also be where we could hammer out any questions or concerns. Whenever you're in a roleplay situation and when you're having a conversation that actually takes up more than 1 or 2 lines in the chat log, it makes me happy. Like, it releases serotonin in my brain. Just having more than 2 lines when you are talking or doing an emote or something. Gutters aren't bad. No, they're not bad at all. They're at least not that connotation of bad. They're a different kind of bad. Where's my soundboard? Hang on, here we go. Oh, I gotta turn on my desktop volume. There we go. There we go. It's that kind of bad. Fantastic. Let me grab my schedule and we'll pin in a time. I'm going to use my tombstone macro because I'm going to need a second to actually pull up and look at my calendar. Guess I could finally, put my plate away now that I finally finished off my ham and cheese sandwich. So, since the holidays are coming up this week, I will actually be out of town up until the end of the weekend. I will not be available, that's not how you spell available, for an interview until the evening of December the 1st. If you're free that day, we can make an appointment. It would be on a Wednesday. need to learn how to ace interviews in real life. I'm going to be honest with you. It's when it comes to interviews, it's really, and this is being a person who's been on the other side. Like, I have interviewed people for jobs, not me so much being the person applying for a job. But it's not so much about the wording and answer you give as much as it is how you deliver it. Um, to sit here and say you have to be confident about yourself is a very simplistic, and one of those is so much easier said than done type situations. But if I was to break it down a little bit further, it's not even so much being confident as much as it is feigning confidence and faking it. Like, and I do it all day during my day job because I am a call service representative. So whenever I'm talking to customers, I take on this very professional, well spoken, sound like I know everything that I'm talking about, that I am a subject matter expert, and I have the authority to be the expert on this problem that you are calling in about. When in reality, I'm over here with three separate screens doing research and looking up notes and checking knowledge base material because I don't know jack squat about what I'm doing. I just know where to find information about it. That's basically what you kind of got to do during an interview is fake it till you make it. And in a lot of cases, sometimes you may not even have to fake it. Just let your, try not to be somebody who you're not. But I also say it comes down to, as far as what you actually want to talk about during an interview, it comes down to kind of a little bit of role playing and actually like writing down on paper what you want to share. If you've got a resume and you know what your work history demonstrates and what skills you have, literally write it down on paper and just kind of make up these mock monologues about what you want to talk about based on your work history and your skills. Yeah. Oh, and don't see it as a competition either. Unless it's like, sales that you're going into, because of course they promote and prefer competition in that environment. Oh, I'm not paying attention to June. I am so sorry. I should certainly be free then. Fan, that sounds great. Let's say, would 7, that's not 7 p.m. Eastern that day work for you? But again, talking about interviews, one of the things that I used to do when, especially like if I was on my way to an interview, is I would have a conversation with myself in the rear view mirror, or, like pull down the visor and just have a conversation with myself in the mirror. Um, and it would be one of those where I would like kind of look at my resume, see what information I have listed up there, because a lot of times they will ask about work history and certain situation you've been in, and I'll just start having a conversation with myself, talking about things that I've done in my previous work experience, problems I overcame, things that I specifically was able to contribute to a project, or how I was able to deal with a difficult customer or make somebody happy. Just talk about it. Yes, sir, Mr. June. It will be taking place here for the interview. I'm always afraid that one of these days, when I talk about, going up to my office, in the FC house for a conversation, somebody's going to really take that the 18 plus kind of connotation way. And it's like, no, this is literally just a private space, so nobody else will be getting in on our conversation. Because there are some important things we need to ask about that's not meant for public eyes. We're not going to do anything. It's going to be a conversation. Nothing more. I know what I'm talking about. Why don't they? Can't they just read my mind or something? I get that. Especially when I'm like writing statements. Or even when it comes to like what I do with the Order of the Echo and Echo's Chamber, whenever I'm writing policies and procedures or responses to questions or something, I will always, 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 almost to a fault, reread what I'm typing when I'm trying to give like a professional opinion or professional response. And you will be surprised how many things that you will catch that doesn't quite sound right when you read back to yourself what you have written. Which kind of goes into play with what I was talking about with having a conversation with yourself in a mirror. You know, talking about the things you want to talk about and more so paying attention to what you're actually saying than paying more so attention than the person receiving what it is that you're saying. That kind of gives you the opportunity to really analyze and kind of critically think about what it is that is coming out of your mouth and think about, you know, maybe I should word it differently, or maybe I should have put a little bit more emphasis on this statement. And it kind of better helps prepare you for the message and the statement you want to deliver to that person that will be conducting that interview. December 1st at 6 Central. Okay, so I'm going to mark that on my calendar. It'll be interview with June Kagarai. Sounds good. Mind if I add you to my contacts so we can touch base then? Which means I gotta delete somebody else off my friends list. It's a rotating door policy, y'all. Never fails. Hey, we got an unable to retrieve. Oh, wait. That was the person I just added a moment ago. Dang it. I don't know who Tiama is, so poor Tiama's getting deleted. I apologize in advance. Ah, I was about to mention that myself. Discord.gg/Order of the Echo. But yeah, talking about all that prep work, whether it be for, you know, like policy writing policies, procedures, and professional responses that I was talking about, or for an interview, um, you know, for most of us, when we've gone through a situation and then like those shower thoughts or the thoughts we have before we go to bed at night where you try to replay everything in your head and it's like I should have said this instead or I should have done that, you know, the shoulda coulda wouldas. um if you can get yourself in a mind process of doing the shoulda, coulda, wouldas before it happens, which is why I say, you know, talk to yourself in the mirror, have that role play simulation in your head, try to like ask yourself these questions and answer them to yourself all before you even go to the interview in the first place. That will kind of get the shoulda, coulda, wouldas out of the way before it even happens. So that I honestly, in my opinion, In my personal opinion, I think that is the best way to prepare yourself for that kind of situation. Is to kind of go through all of those mental situations or simulations ahead of time and get the shoulda, coulda, wouldas out of the way in the beginning. And the stairway with the forethought is so difficult. It can't. It's a habit that you have to actually like consciously work on. Um, which is something I did in my early 20s. I was very business oriented and extremely ambitious and was trying to be an independent business owner when I was in my early mid 20s. So I did have to like train myself to get into that mentality. But once you kind of get into a daily or maybe even a weekly practice of doing situations like that, it becomes so easy. It's just a matter of getting used to it. I really honestly miss going into psychology when I was in college, X amount of years ago. I really enjoyed the whole concept when it came to psychology, developmental, sociology. Really, those were the only three that I ever had the chance to really study when I was going through my academic classes and social sciences and whatnot. But if I would have had the opportunity with my like original college plan when I got fresh out of high school, I would have been working on a doctorate both in psychology, counseling. So it would have been counseling psychology and genetic sciences. Because I wanted to go for what was called a genetic counselor, which is literally the title of the job. Is somebody you go to for a variety of genetic services. Um, and the purpose of a genetic counselor is to kind of help you find resources, treatments, and different options based on the results of genetic testing. So whether this be genetic testing for a child that has not even yet been conceived, or whether it's because you had genetic testing because of a rare disorder that you may have had, the purpose of a genetic counselor was to help you find resources, treatments, and coping mechanisms for any results based on thereof. Especially abnormals. Like I wanted to go into abnormal psychology so bad, but I never had the opportunity to go that far into my studies. I'm beginning to think that ham and cheese did not sit too well for me. Hang on, where's my blood sugar? I was about to stab myself. Not in the bad way. Now you have a sister-in-law who is a therapist, mainly for children. Oh, a child therapist. Dang, I stabbed my finger so good I didn't even have to squeeze it for it to bleed. Oh yeah, my blood sugar's 99. That's a perfect reading for me. No, 99 is like perfection, especially for somebody like me. It's very rare for me to be in the double digits. That is not a low number. Ooh, sing it, honey. Alright, so as I was mentioning earlier, it is getting really warm in here. So I'm going to hide the camera at least long enough for me to get out of this hoodie because I am burning up and starting to sweat, which is not comfortable at all. Yeah, it was like I said earlier, this is not the right platform for me to be doing that. Mm-mm. I would like to keep my Twitch channel if at all possible. Much better. Oh, did we just have the Kuza in here? I saw a bunch of Mafia run by the screen. Wait, is Drake here? Drake, where'd you go? Oh, you're on the dance floor. You're also AFK. Well, I know Drake was asking for the casino float from earlier, and then I'm not gonna lie, I kind of slightly forgot. Lord only knows. Hard to keep track of him sometimes. Ah, speak of the devil. I was gonna click on something, and I forgot what it was. Dun, 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 dun. Drake, I owe you money. If you're gonna do anything in the dealer's den there. Oh my god, I have so many apps on this computer. I shall come bearing big kitty hugs. Oh, concern. Oh, hello. Windows just tried to take over. You were showering. Full disclosure, I'm trying to uninstall a program from my computer while streaming at the same time, so if all of a sudden Naka disappears, we all know why. However, will a computer handle it? Not just any computer, it's a Franken computer over here. Oh, let me check on the Roland berries right here for you. Or no, the blood currant tarts. That's what you were wanting, right? I don't know why I said Roland berry. Correct. And they are going at currently 2,500 apiece. So you're going to be looking at 435,000. Yes, if you count today's special with 50% off, to buy all 174, it would be 435,000. If only all of that was real cash. Look, I would be cashing in all of my unpaid time off from work right now. Like, we going on an extended vacation, bitches. From your own coffers. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, definitely take your time. And you know, as long as it's like a purchase for tonight, I'll just add in the numbers and whatnot. Now, were you wanting to do something in the dealer's den and actually work? Because you were asking about the float earlier. Okay, let me trot myself over there to you. I feel like I need to turn down my camera sensitivity when I'm in the club. I end up whipping it around so friggin' fast. Wait. Okay, hang on. I gotta document that, because I was about to say you threw me off there for a second. Actually, I was about to say no. Don't give me the gil yet until I'm able to give you the product. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose track of numbers here. Okay, now my gil looks right. I was like, hang on, I should not be above 5 mil. That is not correct. God, when I hunch over, it makes me look so short. I hate it. Hate it. I walk away. I don't want to hear it. Free to a good home. That is cute. Those eyes, though. Wow. Don't judge me. I have a 2-liter of Pepsi. This is undeniable evidence that I have taken an entire 2-liter out of my kitchen and drank it by myself. I have no argument against my roommates now. Oh, I was gonna make a Discord announcement and kinda sorta forgot. Oops. Like, was it just a keep the throat open kind of thing? Whoa, what did I miss? Hang on. Hang on, let me go back up. Friend of mine back in the day used to be able to chug a full 2-liter of Pepsi in a minute. That's scary, first and foremost. Have you tried the Pepsi and cream soda? What? He's done it so often that needless to say, he now has severe acid reflux, you think? But also impressive in its own way. True, I agree with that. Now, with the Pepsi and cream, or actually let me rephrase that. With any of the like really niche specialty flavors with Pepsi and or Coke, it is very rare, if not impossible, to find those flavors in diet. Or if they're like any part of the zero sugar flavors like Coke Zero or Pepsi Max, you can't find those specialty flavors. So no. Usually I do not have the opportunity or the chance to drink those. Otherwise, it would be like sugar overload, and I would be more so worried about a trip to the hospital. Yeah. And a lot of times, if you do see any specialty flavors that are in Diet or Coke Zero, they won't have the 2-liter bottles. Like, they're always in the like 20-ounce plastic bottles or the little like 6-ounce cans. You won't ever see them in a 2 liter. The best I'm ever able to get is like the wild cherry, for example. That is the only like special flavor I can find that is like the Splenda zero sugar or whatever. I mean, even just going out to find like diet root beer or diet cream soda, for example, feels like a freaking scavenger hunt. Like, how many grocery stores do I have to visit before I find anything even closely related to what I just said? Don't think I've ever seen diet cream soda. It's hard to find. Like, really, really hard to find. I once before I had to go to like 4 different grocery stores just to even find diet cream soda. And it was like some weird off brand. It wasn't even like mainstream, whatever. It's like when you go to one of those small town grocery stores and instead of finding Dr. Pepper, it's called Dr. Thunder. And you're just like, this is not gonna taste good. Drink the tea. I got the tea. I actually honestly have tea. I feel like every time I pick up the tea, I have to pet the tea. This is my precious. While on the subject of Pepsi and flavors. Of course I would. Why would you expect anything else? Speaking of the precious, I heard that Tom Bombadil. I feel like I'm about to be harassed for not knowing who this is. Stuff in the Lord of the Rings books was sort of shifted onto Treebeard. You lost me on that one. I have no idea what you're talking about. The only reference in that entire statement I got was Lord of the Rings. That was it. Naka's gonna have to do a Google search. I love how the first search result I get. Hey, hang on. We gotta drag this over because this was just perfection. Tom Bombadil, the one wiki to rule them all. First search result right there. Freaking fantastic. Wow, he's got a really like in-depth wiki page too. Like holy crap. It was a really old being in the lore. Like no one knew where he really came from or anything, and he could easily resist the influence of the One Ring. In the actual text, he saved the hobbits from a hobbit-eating tree. Well then, Old Man Willow is tamed. That must be the tree that you were just talking about. In the movies, this was shifted over to Treebeard rescuing them. Huh. Okay. I learned something new. Old Man Willow. Yep, that's it. Oh, Drake, let me get you added to the roster for tonight before I forget. Are we about to lose the kitty cat? Wait, when did the spotlight get turned off? Okay, that happened. Think of Tom Bobbit. I'm just gonna say Tom. Think of Tom as yourself walking on a sidewalk and you're held by some ants. Hobbits trying to carry some breadcrumbs, the One Ring, to their home to save their colony, bring Ring to Mount Doom to destroy it to save everyone. What? And you're just thinking, nah, that doesn't interest me. Bye bye now. What? He's gone, Capitan. For love. Tom is a superpower godlike figure that fully resists the One Ring, pretty much. Your ring has no power here. Pretty much what he said, right? It's the ring just wasn't the right size for him. That's what it was. It wasn't the right size, therefore it didn't work. No, Barry still can't log into the game. He was having issues trying to get in last night too. It was just a simple trinket to him. Oh goodness. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, I don't have enough character spaces. Fix it, Jesus. There we go. Now I got enough character spaces. He comes along with the group, sees this ring, wears it, completely unaffected by anything the ring would do, tosses it back to Frodo, and is all, "Huh, nice trinket. Makes your hand look ugly as fuck though. Don't wear it. Okay, thanks, bye now, baby. Call me." Jesus, why did I just hear that in like, what's his name? Patrick Swayze's voice? I read that on the wiki. Something about like the daughter of the river or something. What? That's kind of my question too. I only like barely have my toes dipped into this pool of knowledge between Drake and Smolt here. My Lord of the Rings database consists of the movies. That's it. That's all I have to go on for reference. I Draku. I like soup. Ooh, speaking of soup, I think my roommate just brought home like one of those industrial sized crates full of that chili lime ramen that I love so much. I saw that in the pantry today and I near about had like a nerdgasm right there on the spot. I got so excited. Even though I had ham and cheese sandwiches, croissants even, for dinner, I saw those ramen packages and it's just my heart started beating really fast. Like I'm in love. Sploosh. Who the hell just splooshed? You've only ever seen the movies? Oh god. Well then how do you know about the lore? I know that the characters of Baron and Luthien in the Silmarillion represented Tolkien and his wife. Way above my pay grade on that one. Holy Jesus Christ, somebody just donated a crap ton of materials to the free company. Jesus. By being in your position, being told about it? Okay, okay. I got you. I got you. Word of mouth. I'm gonna be honest. I was not going for an uwu. I was just trying to do a very stoic face, but with more of a cat mouth. And by the time I had typed it out and pressed enter, I realized I typed uwu, and it was too late to take it back. Mistakes were made, and the entirety of the free company just saw it. Just gonna lay on that. Nope, nope. I don't uwu. I do not uwu. Even when I do uwu, it was not my intention to uwu. This was not my intention. Oh crap, my microphone's picking up on that. My bad, y'all. Such uwu-ishin? No, nope, 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 nope. No uwu-ishin. Or uwushin. Owushin, Owushin. That's actually kind of a fun word, Owushin. Oh, I guess that's okay. I was like beating on my desk and I saw my equalizer jumping for my microphone, so I was like, oh crap. It was going along with the beat of the music, so it probably just sounded like it was part of the music. Advertising that echo symbol, heck yeah. If you're gonna bop, then bop your heart out. I was about to say, you ain't gotta tell that to me. You know if a song hits me the right way, I'm just gonna jam. People are exploding in the hot tub. Um, um, I feel like that requires context. I feel like that requires a lot of context. I'm having my own little party in the DJ booth. I am not paying attention to what is happening behind me. Context blue. That one simple statement gives everything you need to know about that. But without that context, it's just about that. Literally saw Drake right there in the background. Off over my left shoulder. Just down in the water he goes. Nah, we skipping. Hey. I was talking about this earlier when we were doing tea time with Naka, and I was talking about my current day life drama. Since I don't have to work tomorrow, I do have that bottle of wine. I'm still gonna stick to my guns though. I am not gonna drink the rest of that wine until I get either enough subscriptions or a donation to replace that said bottle of wine. Which honestly isn't that much, it's only $10, but still. With enough subs, which it would require 4 subs, or a donation of $10, I can finish off that bottle of wine. Because that $10 will replace that bottle of wine. Can I has a res? Kind of dying in my second death. Oh my god. Oop. Didn't hit that button. Gotta wait for my MP to regenerate. Angel Whisper, because you never see anybody raise anybody with this ability. My blue mage is golden because I have to be the rebel. Do that pimp walk. Golden Frieza, yes. Rawr. Alright, Mr. Hildy. I see you there. Or no, I got one better. I got one better. Is that how you spell it? No. What is it? I forget the... No, it's Sabatender, isn't it? Sabatender. I'm probably not spelling this right. Oh, I don't remember. Hang on. I gotta open my emote menu. I don't remember what it's called. There it is. There it is. I found it. I found it, found it, found it. Boom. Does he owe you push-ups, Naka? Like how it synced up better on my side? Yeah, we kind of got this whole seesaw motion going on here. It's like if you attach bungee cords to our elbows, this is what it would look like trying to do sit-ups. Yeah, server ticks are kind of funny, and it's always like local to your client, not server side. So, especially like people when they try to sync up dances and stuff, it may be synced up for one person and everybody else it looks funny until you like leave the venue and come back in, and then they're perfectly in sync. I'm gonna put my suit back on. How did you have your FC flag on that gear piece? Oh, so with certain gear, you can go to your grand company, not, or let me rephrase that, not your grand company, but the grand company that your free company is associated with. So if I go to my free company menu, we are associated, shoot, we are associated with the Order of the Twin Otter. So if we or if any FC member of the Echo were to go speak to the officer in arms at the Twin Adder office, God, that's a tongue twister. You can have them encrust the FC logo onto your gear. You can pay them a small fee and they'll put the FC logo on your gear. So that's how I got the FC logo on the back of my shirt like that. A lot of times they can put it on head pieces, shirt pieces, sometimes leggings. They can add it to a whole bunch of different gear. The caveat to that is the only time that emblem will show up is if you're on your home server. So if you leave and go visit another server or another world, it's not going to show up on your gear anymore. It will only work on your home server. I will happily drink some more tea. Because that tangerine tea is freaking delicious. What about in duties? No, in duties it disappears because you're no longer technically on your home server at that point. So whenever you go into a instanced server, so a dungeon, raid, trial, whatever it may be, it disappears. Yeah, they're basically their own independent server altogether. Anything instance really is. But I pretty much increase like all of my gear. If I was to switch out through some of my gear sets here, I could show you that most of them have the FC logo on them at some point or another. Well, not my healer gear, because that's the new jacket I just bought. Let's see. So this is my casting set. So I've got the emblem right there on my chest. Right there. Let's see, for my tank. It's somewhere. I know it is. Oh, actually, no, I lied. I don't think my tank has it because I recently got the Crypt Lurker gear upgraded. So it's not on my tanking gear. Not yet. I need to go back and fix that. Not going to show up on my Machinist because of the glamour with the Amaric. I've done new gear sets recently, so I don't think I have it on a bunch of my other stuff. What about Samurai? Yeah, no, it's not going to show up on Samurai. Okay, so that was a bad example. We're going back to my regular outfit here. Just add a little reminder to myself that I need to go back and increase all my gear again. Yeah, so what I've been doing with some of my melee classes, because I don't use them very often, is whenever I'm trying to come up with a glamour set that I don't necessarily want to occupy with a glamour plate, I'll go to one of my melee classes that I don't play too often and use them as kind of a glamour plate. You tried to glam up your Echo suit. What do you mean? What were you trying to do to help glam it up? Oh, no, my lights are trying to fall. Stop, 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 stop. Technical difficulties. Here we go. I mean, okay, Echo suit, but like what I'm asking is like specifically what were you trying to do to glam it up? Like were you trying to do accessories or different colors or like what were you trying to do? Trying to switch to this suit on Blue Mage, but the body slot isn't blue. Oh. Is it like just one solitary color and it won't let you dye it? You could always just dye it blue, right? All right, so this is the what patrician's coatee that you have glammed on that. Patrician's coatee, Final Fantasy 14. Let's go to Gamer Escape. It's a level 50 item. That is so weird. I don't understand why that wouldn't let you put it on the Blue Mage. Right, yeah, like it's literally item level 50, so that means the minimum level that you need is 50. There's no restrictions listed here. I don't know, that's really weird. My only answer to that is spaghetti code. Because, of course, we didn't get Blue Mage until later on down the road anyhow, so Lord only knows. Trying to keep up with the time punches over here. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I got this. Wow, those are some white ass teeth on that Lalafell. I love it. I bet you can get some pretty good magical teeth whitener in a fantasy world like this. I mean, like, overnight results for real. Kinda ready. Can I please quit this world and just go to Eorzea, please? Okay, thanks, bye. Oh, my nose itching. I would totally do the same, Naga. Be a big bulky cat dad in a heartbeat. Only problem is you'd be stuck as a hero unless you found a Fantasia. No! Be my Hrothgar! Be my Hrothgar! Makote or Hrothgar, I would be okay either way. One or the other. Yes, please. Please, 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 please. I will deal with the insatiable urge to, like, lick my fur clean. I do not care. It is worth the hairballs. Actually, that is not what I meant to do. What are the benefits to becoming a Hrothgar? Everything. Everything. Um, and granted, I'm like stealing words from somebody else's YouTube video here, and I forget the YouTube or the YouTuber that actually made these comments, talking about the different races and classes, or not classes, but races and genders in the game and what stereotype that makes you. But when she got to Hrothgars, she was just kind of like, and now for the Hrothgars. Deny it all you want, but you're nothing but a bunch of gay furries. Period. That was pretty much her synopsis of Hrothgars. They're all gay furries. Like, slightly somewhere in the ballpark of accurate, but okay. But 90% of the time, it's the thing. Um, Plus, I find that a lot of Hrothgars that I run into all really like to roleplay. Um, are quite just jovial in nature. Just I don't know. I don't know. I like the Hrothgars. The only downside to being a Hrothgar is the fact that you can't wear certain helmets and hats, which is extremely infuriating. I've heard that about Rogadin also, especially with him being big and bulky. It kind of accentuates all of the minor details that you see on certain fashion and armor sets. So, because of course, the bigger it is, the easier it is to see. So that's like some of their primary reasons for going into a much bigger class or a much bigger race there. I still feel like female Rogadins are the just unadulterated dominatrixes of the entire world, uncontested. And let me tell you, I have so many Discord servers based solely around the fact of Hrothgar men. Like, that's it. I have one, two, three, four, technically five, even though this fifth server is more so just like any men that fall in the category of being a bear, but you know, same difference. Giant fuzzy bear kitties of cuddliness. Accurate. 500% accurate. I mean, it's true. We are the only race in the game that is completely from head to toe covered in hair. Or fur, really. Right? Right? Come on, please tell me that you cannot look at any feline esque creature and not just want to immediately hug it. Minus the risk of, severing a nerve ending and losing some flesh and blood in the process because you're probably going to get the hell scratched out of you, but worth it. It's a thing. It really is a thing. There are some people that literally have professional licenses and certifications to cuddle other people. They make appointments like you would set an appointment for a therapist. There are people that do the exact same thing for cuddles. It is an actual thing. Oh, don't tell me this sensor is busted too. I'm gonna be so upset. There's no way. That can't be right. That can't be right. Especially with all the tea I've just been drinking. Yeah, so I recently changed out the sensor, or this was actually at the beginning of the stream. Um, I changed out the sensor that I have in my abdomen right now because my previous one was busted. Put a new one in, and now I think this one is busted too because it's telling me that my blood sugar's low, and I don't think my blood sugar's low at all. Yeah, my blood sugar's 144. It is not low. Let me see if I can do a calibration. 144. Save changes. Yes. Alright, let's see if that fixes it. Pray to God. Hello, I was the Lala near the DJ stage. I just wanted to say thank you for, or thank you all for such a nice experience. Today was my first time role playing, and I was really nervous to try it. So thank you. Well, thank you for dropping by the Echoes Chamber. I know that we didn't have like a large, huge crowd tonight. It is a Monday. I am going to say that. But we always love to see new faces and always hope to provide a positive experience, even though we can be a little crazy. But it was so good to have you here, especially for a first try or first time. I just had a tissue and I don't know what I did with it. There it is. Next auction night, just sell yourself for cuddles. I mean, I was talking about professional cuddling in IRL, but I mean, hey, yes, do it in game. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people that would pay for it in RP as well. Not too deep into the roleplay aspect of the game for 14. I more so sell my efforts to help people clear stuff. Had fun. I will try to bring my FC mates next time. That would be awesome, and we would love to have y'all by. I will admit, this is actually going to be my last night as manager and streaming tonight for the Echoes Chamber prior to the holidays, because I'm going to be gone all the rest of this week. I will not be coming back until Monday night. So we will either be closed, one, or it's going to be under the management of a different club manager that will be running any other day this week. I personally will just not be here. But we are going to be working on coming up with some more events, themes, ideas, and things that we can do in the club. We are also going to be doing a remodel at the end of the year, so the entire place is going to look very different at the turn of the new year here. And we're also going to be looking at maybe updating our schedule where we open at some different days and or different times. And of course, as we release some information about that, it's going to be posted to our website, which is, if Drake doesn't beat me to it here, located here. This is where we have all of our general information, scheduling, menu, everything about the Echoes Chambers on that website. So any updates we make or that will be coming up soon, once we decide what they will be, it will be posted to our website. Speaking of that, Naka, before you log tonight, if you can actually help out on our days, if you haven't done so. Wait, he date Donovan? Wait, run. Drake. I'm not sure if I understood. Update. Oh, Donovan's rank. Okay. Yes, I will need you to like, I don't know, log in with Donovan so I can easily find him on the member list so I can give him the necessary rank. I remember my first night here was the most recent auction night, I believe. There was a pretty big crowd, and then Naka outbid me for the chef. I'm sorry. I still didn't win in the end, but I was super excited. Sounds like a lot of stuff to do. It is a lot of stuff, which is why we're going to be kind of slowly but surely figuring out how and what we're all going to do before the end of the year here. But between the remodel, the extra hiring, because we're just at this point we are just hiring anybody and everybody to fill in the gaps in our staffing. Um, what else did I say? Remodel, staffing, scheduling. We're going to be looking at the scheduling. We are also going to be expanding the casino, as far as games and prizes that we're going to have available and offer for those. Our casino actually is going to be remodeled and be bigger, so we'll have more tables and more space to work with. Didn't you win with Sirius? I did win with Sirius, I think, which me and him still need to touch base and be like, we need to do something. Also, if I can ask some about RP etiquette, what do I do when leaving? Do I announce it? So, when it comes to roleplay etiquette, there is no like set of rules. I was trying not to say set twice. But there's like no set in stone particular rules that you need to really follow. Each person kind of has their own style and way of role playing. Even when it comes to typing, people have different methods and accents of typing, really. But my rule of thumb is just, treat it like you would in a real life situation. If you have a couple of friends that you came with and you just want to say goodbye in particular to them, do exactly that. If you just kind of want to give a general, I'm heading out for the evening, sometimes what I'll do is I will just kind of position myself right at the exit, or in our case, at the staircase, do a little bow and say I'm out for the night, and then head on up the stairs. Each person's different, and there's no surefire way of doing it. And especially in a public venue like this, where it's kind of a social outlet that anybody in the public can go to, you really don't even have to say goodbye at all. You can just up and leave whenever you want to. It's kind of like when you go out to eat and you've already paid for the meal, the waiter's nowhere in sight. It's not like you're going to go chase down the waiter to say, hey, we're leaving. You just get up and leave. Yep. there never really is a right or wrong way to do it. My suggestion is just do what you think your character would do. Or if the character is more so like you, like your personality, then just do what you would do in real life. Type it out instead. But thank you again for coming, and I hope you have a good night. And happy holidays as well, since this is going to be my last night before I come back after the holiday. Oh, that reminds me. Still, it is actually a reminder that's still on my calendar that I have yet to check off. But I do need to sit down with Tia role players at some point or another and be like, role play workshop. We still need to see if we can do some type of like co-stream or production together where we can do like a role play workshop for people. I know that was a suggestion that a few people said like ever so many months ago, and I don't know. Me and her both got busy with life. I was happy to see Adrian stop by when we first opened up earlier tonight. That at least let me know that she was still alive and floating around. I know that I catch her streams pop up every so often. I need to ask her if she's still playing New World, because I know that game kind of flopped a little, if not a lot. That was not the announcement I wanted to click on, but you know what? I'll fix it in 5 minutes. Drake, your jacket, is that the sky blue metallic dye that you have on that? It seems to have lost its new shiny thing status and lost its appeal. Wait, are we talking about the roleplay workshop or something else? Metallic sky blue dye. I used to use that dye for anything and everything. Oh, New World. Duh, I knew that. Can't even keep track of what I'm talking about myself. One of my FC members appears to have been kidnapped by New World. Oh god, I hope they'll reappear for Endwalker. I'm pretty certain they will. New World does kind of have a good hook at the beginning of the game as far as wanting to get you involved and has a really good system of kind of giving you like instant gratification for each little tiny little thing that you do in the game. But after a while, it becomes really repetitive, really redundant. You start to realize that for everything that they want you to gather in general, just to be, somewhat lucrative and successful in the game, um, you don't have near enough storage for. And if you do want to have like a surplus of storage, just places to put your junk in, you literally have to fight against the rest of the server to have additional storage. So that you can claim certain territories and build houses and have a additional bank space to put crap in, and it's just it's not a very well built system. It's a new game, so they still got to work out the kinks and bugs and try to balance everything. I get that. But when you get into endgame and you realize that it's still more about poking rocks and chopping trees than it is doing anything else, it loses its interest. Orange and blue, best color combo. It really does work very well with your color scheme. I've always been a fan of sky blue anyways. I used to dye all of my weapons sky blue. And I think it works really well for that jacket in particular, especially with those blue jeans, because it kind of, and this is just because I'm a 90s kid, so don't judge me, but it kind of makes it look like a denim jacket a little bit, and I love it. Your eyes are blue and orange. My eyes, very much kind of like Yuna from Final Fantasy X, where she's, technically part Albed, so she's got the green and the blue eyes. My character also has the green and blue eyes. I made it very subtle though. Like unless you're zoomed in and looking him directly in the face, it's not anything that you would ever notice unless you're like right up in his face. So I always love it when I finally get into like a personable interaction with somebody, and when they finally get close enough to really, really look into Naka's face, they're all of a sudden like, oh, "Your eyes are different colors." Catches them by surprise. Just makes me happy every time. Tried to make a good schematic on my Hrothgar to closely resemble my furry character, who's a dragon, but instead of the brown orange, the fur's yellow. Yep, I was about to say I've seen your commissions on your Drake. Literally, Drake. Not capital D Drake, but the noun, Drake. Heterochromia, yep. Which at the same time is also kind of a reference back to myself as well, because although I do not have heterochromia, my eyes are the same color side by side, my eyes do have a habit of changing color depending on my mood, what I'm wearing, or what type of lighting I'm in. So the shades of my eye can be anywhere between blue to green with a slight gold ring right around the pupil. You had noticed the blue and green eyes? Yeah. I'll get into that habit every once in a while where I'll examine people so I can actually like zoom in and look at the finer details, and I love finding little stuff like that. Anyways, jams out to music. This actually is quite a bit of a bop. I like it. Having such iridescent eyes must be fun. I'm just the standard brown. Now, here's the thing about brown eyes, which fascinates me. Because, like, when it comes to the brown pigment for your iris, it well, let me start off by saying this. Especially with like blue and green eyes, when you put blue or green eyed people in a bright spectrum light, their eye color just kind of blends into it. They kind of absorb the light that's coming in, and they just really just, I can't think of any other word for it. They just kind of blend in with the lighting. However, with brown eyed people, when you get them into a bright spectrum light, like if you put them in like a yellow or green neon light or even a blue neon light, their eyes stand out so vividly. It's almost creepy. Like they are just piercing through the light and looking directly into your soul. And I think that is one of the most fascinating and coolest things I've ever seen about brown eyed people. So you may sit there and say that it's mundane and boring, but I think that they have one of the most unique features as far as like cutting through light. One of the first guys I ever dated, my actual first official boyfriend, had very, very deep chocolate brown eyes. And it wasn't anything that I ever really made a point of until he got, all fancy smancy and put neon lights all over his car. And I was just sitting in his car one time with him, and he turned on his light to show them off at me, and then all of a sudden it was just nothing but eyes. Like everything in the car was green, but his eyes, and it caught me so off guard, and I was completely enamored by it. Brown eyes are fun, yeah. Ever since I made that discovery, I think that was the coolest thing I ever saw. I can just stare at you with that growl. Concern. Why so many people like to watch me just be uncomfortable and squirm in place? I don't understand. This time your concern is warranted. I'm not the one doing something nefarious. What is this song? I got something stuck in my teeth. I'm just not feeling it. We're gonna skip it. It's a kink, making people squirm. I mean, it is fun. I'm not gonna lie. That is literally one of the driving forces of just flirting and teasing people is to watch them not be able to handle it. That Thancred hairstyle kills me every time. I love it, but it kills me. It's a freaking rat tail's what it is. I had a rat tail when I was like 6. Because back then it was cool to have a rat tail, but Naka's over here trying to show his age. Wish my microphone would come just a little bit further down. There we go. One of these times I'm going to reach over to my right hand side to grab something, and the brim of my hat's going to go right into the microphone. Just knock the hell out of it. Drake, you're disconnecting. Age is just a number until the body starts creaking. Well, let me tell you, my body's been creaking ever since I was 11 years old. So I think I've finally gotten to the point where I sometimes have to stop and actually do the math in my head to make sure I'm telling my age correctly. I have finally got to that point. Oh, by all means. You go do you, boo. We are still gonna be around here for another hour and a half. I will keep this place open even if I have to do it by myself, because I am gonna be gone for the rest of this week. And what I'm really, really hoping to is, I'm again, I'm going to be going with my boyfriend and his family, to their little vacation that's going to be taking place down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Um, I have never really been much of a social media social butterfly, unlike my sister, who like every felt like 20 minutes she was taking another selfie for whatever reason. I never been that guy. I never was like constantly taking pictures or taking videos of stuff or whatever I was doing. I'm kind of hoping that I can start, not like go to the polar extreme of being that guy, but start heading in that direction so I can actually start doing some media creation and video production with pictures and recordings that I've got. So I'm kind of hoping this trip to Myrtle Beach will give me the opportunity to start doing that a little bit, um, and maybe get some content going off of that if possible. I'm really kind of hoping, but at the same time praying that there is and is not a Dance Dance Revolution machine down at Myrtle Beach, because one, if I do find a DDR machine, I'm going to be so happy, so thrilled because I haven't been able to play DDR in so long. And then at the same time, I'm probably going to be a little upset because it's going to want to pull me away from my boyfriend. And then I'm going to physically harm myself on that machine from playing on it way too much. I'm going to be out of breath, my legs will be jelly, and I'm going to be sore for the rest of the trip. It's gonna be one of those situations where when I do see it and I say something about it, my boyfriend's gonna be like, "You can only play on it for like 20 minutes, and then I'm pulling you away." Okay. Right? Haven't played DDR, just do Suzaku. I say that all. Actually, no. I compare Suzaku more often to Simon Says because of the like four colors you have to do when the bird's flying around. But yes, the total DDR situation with the step chart arrows during that transition, 100%. Speaking of air, Lugs in. Hi. I see you sneaking in there. If no other reason than to avoid the day and a half later, you'll be in absolute pain. This is true. This is 100% true. My nerve pain will kick in and I will be absolutely miserable. But it would be one of those situations where I would completely be like, worth it. Absolutely worth it. Just like ordering a cookout milkshake with my mint chocolate chip flavoring, where I am lactose intolerant, but I will eat that whole thing and then some, and then just face the consequences later because it was worth it. I'm returning. Don't hurt me. Wait, why would someone hurt you? I do miss me some DDR though. DDR was actually one of my best forms of exercise that I've ever received in my life. I went a little overboard with it when I was a kid and was playing Dance Dance Revolution on my at home system that I had anywhere between 6 to 8 hours a day. I was completely obsessed with the game to the point where I became a tournament director and was running off competitions and doing performances at state conventions. Um, it was pretty epic. Nowadays, would I ever be able to play to the level and the degree that I did when I was younger? Hell no. I would end up in the hospital. But I was pretty badass on that freaking machine. I loved it so much. And I was one of those triple threat kids where I was in theater, I did choir, I could sing, I could dance, I could act. I did all three. And then when I discovered Dance Dance Revolution, it like brought all of that together with my love for video games, and it was just perfection. It was like I found my purpose in life. Oh my god, chaos. Oh, Jesus. Now I also want to play some Beat Saber. Beat Saber is now my updated DDR. It's not 4 arrows and step charts anymore, but you know what? It's a little bit more freeform, and I get to slice blocks with lightsabers, so it's pretty freaking epic. Oh my god, Drake, what are you wearing? The black color of the swimsuit was kind of blending in with your fur for a little bit, so I thought it was just this one piece that you were wearing, and I was a little concerned. Just throwing that out there. Oh, I wish I still had the pictures and video of when me and I called her my DDR queen. She was my best friend in high school, and I actually ran DDR tournaments with her during the state conventions. But I wish I still had the pictures and videos of the what's the word I want to use here? Like, we would literally go to an arcade and put on a show for people where both of us would jump up on the DDR machine at the same time and like right in the middle of a song, and like we were playing on expert level called heavy. So it wasn't like we were just, every 5 seconds tapping a foot on an arrow. No, we were dancing. But we would jump up on that machine and we would literally be dancing to the songs. And if there is even more than like a 2 second break between dance moves, we would like switch sides and jump across in front of each other on the machine and then go right back to stomping on the arrows again. And people would eat that shit up. Or sometimes we would actually play with one of us what's called mirror mode, where all the moves that you would do for a song would be reversed. So a lot of times when we were on the machine and there were what we call crossovers, when you're actually standing sideways instead of facing the screen, we would instead be facing each other instead of, synchronize. Just so awesome. Love it when people do that. Oh yeah, we freestyled all the time. Once we got a song down pat and basically memorized the step charts, we would do all sorts of crazy freestyle stuff. We would have just an entire crowd of people behind us, and just, they loved it. They ate it up. I miss those days. And then when I would get on the machine doing solo, there's this mode called doubles, where instead of just playing on one pad with the 4 arrows up, down, left, and right, you as a single person would end up playing on both pads at the same time. So it would use up the entire screen of all 8 arrows, and it would literally have you go from one side to the other side. So instead of dancing in a stationary spot, you actually had to move from each side of the machine to get all the dance moves in. It felt so good. I felt like I was actually dancing and flowing instead of just stomping on roaches standing stationary in one spot. It was amazing. Especially with like the Latin inspired songs that very much had kind of a samba mix to it. I would be throwing my hips all over the goddamn place. Oh, hello. My frame rate just took a nosedive. Hello. And I forget who it was that asked me the other day, but I know that we got on the topic of the outfits that is going to be the artifact outfits that are coming up in Endwalker, because we had mentioned that Zepla had not yet done a what is video, a video review of the upcoming outfits, where she kind of commented and put them on a grading scale there. I actually just watched her video that she released the other day about the outfits. So I got a more in-depth look at them on how they're designed and what they look like. And for the most part of what she herself said, a lot of the tank outfits are just chef kiss, on par, look beautiful. I did very much agree with her about the warrior outfit, where it did kind of look like it was just a redone or a refitting of a previous warrior's artifact outfit, where it just didn't seem very original and or inspired, and they just kind of dressed up an old version of something the warrior already had. So definitely fully agree with her there, even though it still looked good. White mage, I did not agree with her though. And that's probably because me as a male character, I'm looking at these outfits from kind of a more masculine point of view. And being that the white mage outfit has all of those frou-frou or ruffles, or it looks like a billowing masquerade dress. And considering that they didn't kind of like slim it up or, make it even more so kind of a long tail suit instead of a full-fledged looking dress, or even a robe. If they could have given it more of a robe look to it, that would have been great too. But no, it looks like a Victorian masquerade dress on men or women. And it's just like, as somebody who loves to play white mage as my healer, it didn't sell it for me at all. Zepla loved it, but I was just over here like, no. It looks great on the women, but for the guys, I'm just like, nah, I'm good, fam. I will definitely be leaning very heavily into Sage as far as outfits and aesthetics go. Sage looks like a bona fide modern high-tech doctor, and I love it. I also very much agreed with her on her opinion of Black Mage. Kind of like Warrior, how it felt like it was just a bit of a redesign for a previous outfit for Black Mage, or redesign for Warrior. I feel like they did the same thing for Black Mage too. Didn't seem very original. The biggest like noteworthy thing of the Black Mage outfit or artifact gear is the weapon, not the gear, not the outfit, the weapon, because it has those little floaty things that spin around the staff itself, which looks very Reaper-esque. But black magic is destruction, so of course same ballpark. But the outfit itself, the robes, nah, it's nah, wasn't there. Oh, I thought the song was called Swing Affair, not Spring Affair. Well, that gives it a whole different definition. I've fallen. Oh no, poor Silver. She made a Facebook post where she said, when the hubby scores you a free Microsoft Surface tablet and well, laptop really, and your daughter starts doing ABC mouse, hashtag not mine anymore. Oh no, poor Silver. Impatient groan. I want it to be next week, Monday already. Oh, I know. God, Drake, I know. I literally am taking all of those countdown artwork that Square Enix is posting every day on the Lodestone and reposting that on my Twitter page. I am literally counting down the days. There's going to be a picture and a tweet for every single day that we are waiting. For every picture that I post, I am getting that exponentially more excited. I want to fight. I want to do glaive cleric stuff. Wait, what? Sorry, I saw something about next week, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, we're less than 2 weeks away from the release of Endwalker. I thought we were talking Endwalker. We were just talking about Endwalker. Why are you changing subjects on me? No. I still have 20 more levels and a relic to grind for Paladin. Thank God I've maxed out leveled everything quite a long time ago. My pivotal point right now is finishing the remaining relics that I do have. I have so many resistance weapons that are finished. It's kind of sad. But I'm working on getting the other ones. And I still gotta find like some point or another to get my Eurekan relics. Like I want to get all of the Eureka relics, the elemental gear, and the weapons. I don't have any gear sets from Eureka. I don't have any of the relic weapons for Eureka finished. I don't even have access to the very final like place and phase of Eureka because I hate that place so much. As long as I have somebody to go with into Eureka, I don't mind it so much. But going in there by myself, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I know. I want to finish that storyline myself so bad. I am so ashamed of myself for somebody who loves all of the story content, whether it be main story or everything that goes off on a side tangent. I cannot believe I have allowed myself to miss the ending of that Eurekan storyline because of the fact that I hate Eureka so much. I am so ashamed of myself for that fact alone. Didn't I do a thumbs down on this song before? Why is it playing again? Hello, Twitch? Do I need to call the police? Okay, so Eureka as a concept was the first of its kind when Square Enix introduced it, when Final Fantasy brought it in. It was supposed to be kind of an acknowledgement and throwback to Final Fantasy 11, where it had its own independent leveling system. It had these extremely long-winded, grindy methods in order to get from one objective to the next. And if you were to die or for whatever reason become incapacitated, you lose experience and could even de-level. That fact alone, that one solitary fact by itself, is what kept me away from Eureka for so long, was the fact that you could lose experience and or de-level. I hated that. Hated the whole idea of that. And that was why I did not even look at Eureka until much later in the game. Twitch, I'm gonna need you to stop buffering while Naka's talking. Hey, Shram. I think I did a thumbs down on this song before too. Like, why is Twitch playing all these songs that I have like said no to before? I'm mad. Drake's been charmed. Somebody hit him with that dope extreme. He couldn't resist. He's now a thrall. Lakshmi cuddled way too hard and took his weary soul into her bosom. To Lakshmi. The dote unreal. That used to kill me every single time I did that fight, where she literally takes your essence, your soul, or whatever you want to call it, and just like, no joke, stuffs it in her cleavage. And that's how she's supposed to enamor you and make you become her thrall. That's some scary cleavage. Like, I get it. Like, her supposed element is supposed to be beauty and infatuation and just everything dealing with the aspect of being charmed. But yeah, titties, like, for real. Oh my god, Naka's face so serious. But I'm not kidding. Like, I was looking at this entire fight like, I want to know the person specifically that came up with now granted, I know the theme itself is based on already pre-existing mythology and religion, but the plain and simple fact that they thought the best way to do that transition in the fight is for this lady to literally take your essence and stuff it in between her boobies. What? I was completely just flabbergasted when I saw that for the first time. It was 100% that stereotypical anime situation where Big Oni-chan, Big Sis, came up, grabbed her little brother, and just poop right in the cleavage, right in between, and you can literally see the redness through the screen, through the flesh of that poor child being in the supposed Valley of Happiness. I do know, yes, Drake, I am very familiar with the concept and the term, but it happened in a trial fight. My mindset, my entire psyche was not prepared for that very anime esque situation that just occurred. It broke me. Big Bang Theory broke me. Or in this case, would it be Big Boob Theory? We're just gonna strike that from the commentary right here, right now. The whole universe was a hot, dense mess. Accurate. Accurate. But for real, I feel like if Lakshmi was like your stereotypical, just this is the situation that is now producing in my head right now. Lakshmi is that one lady who gets pulled over by a cop for speeding or whatever traffic violation, and she thinks and is like 150% confident that if she just, flashes the officer, she's going to get out of the ticket for free. Like, that is her mentality. That is how she gets her followers, her thralls. Stretch. I'm not gonna lie, every time somebody redeems a stretch command, I feel like I have to do a double check to make sure I'm actually wearing shorts or pants. Just in case. Do we have any PFs up? I should have one open right now because I haven't got a notification saying that mine's gone down. Oh, that hurts. AFK. That might be the case because I have been in idle cam for a hot second here. Yeah, I still got the PF icon. Although we are getting to the last hour here. Is that a Star Trek badge on your jacket? You damn Skippy it is. Live long and prosper, motherfucker. Unfortunately, I'm getting tired and I'll have to go for the night. Good night. Good night, Small. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I like this song. There's actually a bit of a fun story that came along with this particular Star Trek badge. This badge actually came from a small little shop in Newcastle, England, um, where the person who designed our emotes for my channel, with all the little, Hrothgar hype and hang on, where are my emotes here? Wrong button. There you go. So all those emotes right there, they were designed and made by the girl called Jeff, who does live over in England. But she sent me a care package like ever so many years ago of just like British treats and candies. So this included everything from various different candies that are not available in the States, to some recipes for like croissants, for example, and or crumpets. I'm sorry for crumpets, and a handful of tea, like her version of breakfast tea. Now, up to this point, yeah, I was about to say that wasn't her exact Twitch name. I think she may have changed it if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look it up. But little to my knowledge, my exposure to tea living in the southeast of America is just southern sweet tea. Like that was my definition of tea as a, redneck American. So when she sent me these bags of breakfast tea, I was still kind of in the mindset of drinking sweet tea, but just hot, you know? So I made a coffee cup worth of this tea, fixed it up the way that she had recommended, with creamer and sugar. And when I went to go drink it, it was just like, oh my dear God, this stuff is like a godsend. How is this so delicious? I proceeded to make 8 more cups of this tea and drank them in succession. And this is also the same care package that this Star Trek badge came in. Um, but after I drank the 8th cup of this English breakfast tea, I all of a sudden found out that I was having a heart attack. Because I didn't realize that 1 cup of English breakfast tea was practically the equivalent of like 2.5 to 3 cups of coffee. I already have a heart condition where my heart tends to beat faster than it should be. So after my 8th cup of this super caffeinated espresso version of tea, I was not okay. I was shaking. I couldn't function. I was basically a human vibrator for half the day. And by the time that the caffeine finally worked itself out of my system, I involuntarily crashed so hard that I think it ruined my sleep schedule for the next week. Yeah, it was not okay. Uh I had to end up calling up Jeff and like explain the entire situation. And the moment I got out of my mouth that I had even just more than one cup of her tea, she was just like, oh, honey, no, Naka, I didn't know. I'm sorry. It was so good. Yeah, I almost died that day. So, not only is she my crazy British cat lady lover, but she is also my hit woman that almost killed me at the same time, unintentionally. But it made for a great story. I still have yet to return the favor by sending her like an American care package of stuff that we have here that is not available over in England. But honestly, I don't know what to send. Like, I really don't. And now that she has a baby, that kind of opens up the option for some, other things that could potentially be sent as like a baby gift. Death by English tea. Who knew? That would have been a fun death certificate to fill out. Like, what am I supposed to put on the line for cause of death? Homicide investigation started up by Interpol across the fucking blue pond. Detectives show up at poor Jeff's door. She'll never send another care package without there being like a release form that you have to sign first. Here lies Nakaramahu. Demise brought by the Epic of Alexander. Oh, that took me a second to realize what you said. No. Literally killed by tea. Yep, I think I can, without a doubt and with complete confidence, say, just like I talk about with my roommate, he doesn't speak English. He speaks in puns. That is his official language. There is no English when it comes to Drake. It is simply puns and corny jokes. Drake, it wasn't until I said it out loud that the dots finally connected. Because in the back of my head, I was kind of wondering, like, where did the Epic of Alexander come from? And then, boom, it all came together. Whew. If it gets any warmer in here, I am going to become a sweaty mess. Oh, I thought I got disconnected there for a second when my screen went black. No, no, no. Joe Exotic moved to North Carolina facility. Nope, that's it. I can't claim this as my home state anymore. I'm moving out. I'm moving away. I'm getting out of the country. Where's my passport? I'm going to Walmart to get my passport right now. Time for me to leave. The Tiger King has arrived in my state. Nope, nope. Time to leave. Where's my soundboard? I have a perfect song for this.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Tram, no. Nope, nope, nope. Don't even. Not even close. Especially considering that all of that season 1 shit and drama that was taking place was like literally within North Carolina territory. I was just like, I don't even want my state involved in this. Please, for the love of God, somebody kick these two people out of my state boundaries. I mean, and I'm kind of pulling this out of the top hat here because I don't remember everything from, the show of the Tiger King. But if I remember correctly, Carol Baskin's reserve was in North Carolina. Granted, it was on the western side of the state, up in the mountains, which I live more so on the coastal side. But it was somewhat still local news and a local situation, considering that one of the reserves was here in my home state. It's just like, no, please God, no. My state already has enough stupid crap to make it notoriously dumb. Let's not add to the pile of things. Exotic, no. No. Don't even tarnish my name like that. No. I'm gonna start up in here like slash B list some names. Not allowed. That show made me lose so much faith in humanity. Especially considering that all of that took place over so many years and was just a constant issue. Yeah, no. Okay, so like the whole season 2 is everything that followed after the actual like determination made in court for Joe Exotic, which beyond that, I don't know the details and I don't know the story because I absolutely refuse to watch that show. It's such a disappointment in people. But apparently there has been more to the story behind the bars of prison that has been going on with that man child. That Netflix just took it and ran with it. Apparently people were so all up in their business that they wanted to know more after what had already happened in court. Which, just because you're in prison doesn't mean that the drama stops with it. Like, if the drama can probably even get worse even after you've gone behind bars. So Netflix was like, this is a golden opportunity. But it's a train wreck. It's one of those situations where there's nothing positive that can be gleaned from this episode or this just anything at all from this situation from these two people between Carol Baskins and Joe Exotic. But still, it's a train wreck. Like, we cannot help but just stare at the total destruction that was not intended that man is. All I can do is shake my head. Just, I can't. For somebody who wants to believe in the good humanitarian nature that everybody is capable of, I turn around and see a TV show like that, and it's just like hopeless. Hopeless. There's so many levels of insecurity from that just entire first season of that show that even an onion does not begin to describe how many layers there are. Shock value sells. It does. It really does. Again, train wreck syndrome. It is a train wreck. You cannot help but just have your nose up all in it. And I kind of feel like in the entertainment industry, it has kind of transitioned from, sex sales to now shock sales. The same can be said about, the story progression in Final Fantasy. You get to this plot twist, completely catches you off guard, emotionally rips your heart out and stomps on it a few thousand times before giving you any hope or semblance of salvation. Naka cast self-destruct. Naka is dead. Don't call back. Let me file my DNR right now. Do not resurrect. Oh, you're right. You're right. As disappointing as that is, negativity does sell. And positivity is usually dismissed or brushed off. So much so to the point that people are now confusing negativity for realism. It's like, that's a bit of a yes and no situation, but it is what it is. Alright. Considering that I do have a few things I would like to try to get done before the end of tonight, because I'm going to be getting ready for my trip starting tomorrow, since I don't have to work. I'm going to go ahead and see if we should go ahead and close up early. And this will also give me an opportunity to play around and check out our new payroll spreadsheet that my boyfriend, Chaos Algorithm, helped me put together today. So, credit and kudos to him for that. So that way we can start plugging in some numbers, make sure everything comes out right, which it should. And then that way I can teach the rest of y'all how to use that spreadsheet too, so I don't have to do it. We're gonna pretend that I didn't fail that jump trying to get out of the DJ's booth there. Alright, so since we are gonna be kind of looking at closing up a little bit early here, and I will be handing off the stream to DJ Indigo Angel, who's Phoenix LaForest here right in front of me. A few things I want to go over, kind of like last minute announcements. I am going to be gone for the rest of this week, so I will not be running or streaming the club tomorrow, Tuesday night. If any of the other managers want to open up the Echoes Chamber, they are more than welcome to do so. I personally will not be running the show tomorrow, so it is possible that we may just simply be closed. I will not be back until Monday of next week. So that also means that Saturday I will not be here. I will not be available. I will not be running the club. So again, same situation applies. It will either be closed or it will be run by another one of our club managers. So just kind of keep a lookout for that. When I do return Monday night, it is going to be for the same event, the Monday Night Blues, where all food is 50% off. So any of our food items on the menu will be at half price. And then as a reminder, for November the 30th, both me and Phoenix, or DJ Indigo Angel, will be giving away 60-day game time cards for Final Fantasy XIV. She will be giving away a set of 3, which you can actually go ahead and enter your name into that raffle by going to her channel and typing in !60day. That is !60day. I will not be doing my raffle until the day of the drawing. So that will be on November 30th itself. So be sure to be on the lookout for that stream where I will be giving away that particular time card for anybody who participates. And then I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, that's right. In December, we are also going to be having a bard group, Maven and the Serenades, will be coming to perform at our club on the stage on one of the Saturday nights in December. I will be posting that information on our events promotional website with the date, the time, the details of when they'll be performing that night. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. And I do believe that kind of covers everything. Other than what we've already talked about with our remodel, which will be at the end of the year. So everything in the club's going to be ripped out, redone, rearranged, and we're going to have a bigger, better club overall. And we also may be discussing and changing our scheduling. So there may be different days that we are or are not available. We may be opening for different hours, but that will be information that will be coming out as we decide as we go. Right now, it's still Monday, Tuesday, Saturdays from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern, but we are going to be looking at adjusting our schedule, and of course, we'll let everybody know when we get to that point. But at this point, we are going to go ahead and get ready to hand over the stream to DJ Indigo Angel, where she's going to be continuing to play music for the Echoes Chamber after party. And I'm going to go run and hide and do some laundry. Oh, for the auction. Glad I caught you saying that before I hit the raid button here. What I was going to try to do was do the auction on the 27th, but because I'm going to be gone, I was not going to be able to put everything together. Otherwise, during this week, I would have been organizing the people we needed, the plan, the procedure of getting the auction organized. But because of the holiday and the plans that I myself have, I am not able to do the auction for this month. It is a possibility that we may start doing weekly auctions instead of monthly auctions as we start to change some of our scheduling and events. But again, that's going to be one of those TBD type situations. We don't know what it is we're going to do yet, but we are in discussions. We are making plans. And as we find out more, we'll, of course, let the public know as well. All right, but at this time, we're going to go ahead and head on over to DJ Indigo Angel's channel. So prepare for the raid, and y'all take care.